station. This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Thoughts do count anywhere, don't they, gentlemen? Scott, how are you?
I haven't unasked myself from this chair. So we swap places. So
yes.
I will be the straight guy, and he's going to be the comic guy.
The antagonizer. Matt Mullen in the middle today. How are you?
Fresh off the casting couch. How are you?
Fresh casting couch. Not sure those two should go together. Now, we have a very
That's
special...
not Jason.
No, it's not Jason. We have a very special in-studio participant today. He did a commercial for us. Joining us live in studio today is our special guest co-host.
Who?
You can't see him,
Okay,
but you will, Mr. John Cena. John, thank you for joining us in studio. How are you today?
How you guys doing?
We're doing something like boo-boo there. We're doing good. Hey, listen, by the way, what was it like doing that commercial for us at Thoughts Count Anywhere, which we greatly appreciate, by the way?
It was an honor and a privilege to help you guys out promote your show.
Well, we definitely appreciate that, and we thank you for sitting in today. And I know you have the power to be looking like just about anybody today, so we'll see what Mr. Cena / Jason / our producer has in mind today.
he looked like he was chasing a parked car.
Hey, shut up. I wasn't chasing a parked car.
Like,
and it suddenly hit the brakes.
He looks more like Dan Patrick.
How'd that chair shot feel?
It hurt. It hurt like a son of a gun.
Doesn't he look like Dan Patrick, though, there? In the old ESPN anchor?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he? A little bit?
Yeah. Better
Anyway.
than Keith Oberman. Six.
The tally continues. 702-329-6947 is our number if you're within the United States. If you're outside the U.S., 1-855-502-4321. Send a hashtag using Twitter, using hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere. And, of course, we are monitoring the chat rooms, and we are going to give away what?
3-day passes to the Days of the Dead convention. Sorry,
if he was awake.
I'm in the middle of sharing the show.
Oh, there you go. So 329-6947 if you are available the weekend of the 16th through the 18th. What, you must have just gotten a message in your chat room from somebody.
Tinkerbell.
Okay.
Thanks, Chief. Give me a good laugh.
It just popped up on my side.
Shut up.
Jason, you look like Rob Gronkowski more than Cena in that case.
That's
hey, Ryan.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Chief's back in the house with us. So anyway, we have another pair of 3-day passes for Days of the Dead next weekend. Also, too, our studio is also filled with some other littler guests here that have taken over our desk.
Yes.
I don't know if our desk cam can desk cam. I just renamed it. can pull that up, we'll show our guests that we have sitting with us behind the leaf that you can't see. And we'll be, there you go. The one up here, I'm going to point to it, this one. Do you guys remember that old dinosaur comedy show, Not the Mama, Not the Mama? It was the kid in the crib.
Yes.
That's
Dinosaurs,
what that looks
yeah.
like. The dinosaur. That's what this one looks like.
That's what happened.
Mama.
Right.
And that's the result of Gizmo and Kermit having sexual relations.
Wow.
Would that be Gizmit?
Yes.
Be Gizmit. So, all right, we got a lot going on. Of course, the draft last night, day one started last night. We know we'll spend some time talking about that. So with that, let's get started with I Hear Voices, or I Hear or See Faces, one or the other, whichever one you want to start with. Go ahead, Matt. Why don't you take the first one there?
Rumor has it Vince is really high on Aaliyah Mysterio and could be offering her a full-time deal sometime soon.
It's the Guerreros all over again.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this question. Now that Seth, and I'm jumping the shark on one of the draft picks, has moved over to
you are.
SmackDown. Right, of course. We know that storyline's not dead because the Mysterio's also moved over, but what are we seeing for her? She's never been in the ring as a performer, right? From what I read. Is that correct, guys? She's never taken a bump.
She's never had like a full-time match, but she is a Mysterio, so I'm pretty sure she just grew
True.
up in a ring.
That's a good point.
Kind of like Dominic.
And she was also in the ring during the whole thing with Eddie and Ray doing the whole whose son is whose son.
Was she really?
Wasn't she only like 3?
I was going to say, I thought that was just Dominic.
But she was still there. Like she was still there.
Yeah, but I don't
What
know.
are you staring
Can we go
at
back to
me?
not
Look,
seeing Cena
I'm being
again?
He's taking over for me today.
Dan Patrick now joining us in the DJ booth. But anyway, so, I mean, listen, she's 19? Is that right?
Sounds about right.
She's 19. She's obviously got the looks to be a WWE female performer, there's no question. But I don't know.
What is the look of it?
Well,
Let's go
is
for
the look-
7.
What is the look per Aaron?
Yes.
well, no.
Can we get Shane on the line?
She's she's attractive. She comes from a long line of wrestling performers.
Eileen, are you hearing all this?
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. Eileen is my number one diva. She knows that. Yes. But anyway.
Dig the hole, dig the hole, dig the hole.
I don't have to listen.
Dig the hole.
After 32 years almost of marriage, I got plenty of holes that are dug already, believe me. So is this a good thing or a bad thing? Let's just get right to the chase.
Depends on the storyline.
Okay.
And the storyline to me is dead with Seth being on the other show unless they do a trade, which, you know.
Well, now he's calling himself the SmackDown Savior, was the tagline he gave himself in a backstage interview.
Because Fox is regretting everything they paid to WWE.
So I don't know. We'll see. Well, Murphy is an unrestricted free agent at this point. He's a free agent.
Well, that happened with Alexa
Thus
and him
far.
breaking up, so.
I know it's true. Okay, so we're kind of, I don't want to say split, but Jason, what's your thoughts? Good thing or bad thing with her getting a contract?
Depends on the storyline.
So same thing. So it depends on where they put her to see if she can benefit the most. All right, with that, next topic.
Well, depending on storylines, a lot of people shouldn't have contracts.
Yeah. Including us sometimes. I'll take it. Brock Lesnar has turned down multiple offers from AEW.
Not
What do
surprising.
they say? Wish in one hand, in another.
Two in
What?
the hand and one in the hands with two in the bush, something like that.
All I want to see out of that is Marco Stunt versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I don't see. In my opinion, AEW has made every mistake possible since they've come into existence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only 3 good things came out of AEW so far is the fact that they did get Matt Hardy in the Delete character,
Which he hasn't really used.
No, and then you got Jericho and making him their first champion was the best move ever, and then Jon Moxley. And did you hear the faux pas that Taz made?
No.
On
Did he call him
commentary?
Dean Ambrose?
He called him Dean
Oh,
Ambrose.
well, I'm not surprised. It's somebody with a cigar.
Damn. Whoops.
Wait, as Ron Simmons would say.
Damn.
Chief says in the room, who cares about AEW?
Exactly.
So, all right. So let's move on to TakeOver 31. Review. North American Championship. Damian Priest defeated Johnny Gargano. I think last week's show we were split on that. I think we went 50-50 on who would win that match, but
I can't
Priest won.
remember yesterday. I can't
I
remember
know.
the show we
I'm
did before
guessing.
this.
Trust me, I'm guessing. What
10
we all
minutes
said.
ago.
That's right. So thoughts on that match?
Not surprising. Damian, good following and good worker, and can draw some numbers right now. So Gargano is, I think his time is past due. He needed to either move up to the main roster or go to AEW.
Well, since his girlfriend didn't win, then the thought of Mr. and Mrs. Gold obviously went by the wayside right away. So
here, Impact's calling. Speaking of Impact, Velveteen Dream, I think is on his way to Impact.
Kushida defeated the Dream at last week. Is it more of a statement that they're gonna start burying Velveteen Dream at this time? Jason?
Unfortunately for Velveteen Dream, I mean, don't take away what he can do in the ring, but he's kind of just bleh as far as wrestling goes. His persona just is not what anyone needs to see anymore.
Well, his outside the ring antics and things
That
like that.
too.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, you're not going to put him on Fox, that's for sure. If he ever got called up to the main roster,
he's the John Jones of WWE.
Yeah,
He
can't
really,
get out of his own way.
Yeah.
If you want to send us a message right now live during the show, please use the hashtag Thoughts Count Anywhere. Also, check us out on Twitter using @TCA702. Of course, we're on Instagram and Facebook, both under Thoughts Count Anywhere Podcast. And check us out on our website, www.thoughtcountanywhere.com.
And
then? I don't know. I don't think there's anything else.
I was going to say, I'm going down the mental checklist. Where else are we that I don't know about? Other than, of course, us multicasting on all of our standard forms.
You have a checklist?
I do. It's in my head, and it's not working very well. Yes, right. No, you're at 8 by now, by the way.
You got to write that down.
Yeah, please write that down. Okay. Also, but more importantly, if you go to the website, thoughtscountanywhere.com, we have merchandise. Get shirts, hats, Thoughts Count Anywhere stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
merch.
I can get a shirt.
Buy now.
I can get a shirt.
Yeah, I know. But that says Power Play Sports. You're on the wrong show.
I know.
Still plug Power Play.
Well, we do anyway. So check out the website. Also, our archives for any past shows that you may want to see. Vicky Guerrero's interview with us a couple of months back, etc. They're all available through our YouTube channel. All right, next match. Cruiserweight Championship. Santos Escobar defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott.
That was a really good match, honestly. I thought Isaiah Swerve Scott was going to get the belt, but it was a good match either way.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, they only had 5 matches, right, on TakeOver? That was about it. It was a short card. And I think sometimes that's all you need. You don't need these 3-hour freaking pay-per-views and an hour opening show that just
there's
rehashes
organizations
everything.
that run 12 matches?
Yeah, right. Next match.
What was that? That was pretty lame.
Chief will be in the chat room to give
Exactly.
his opinion
I
on
want to
that.
hear
In
someone.
3,
2, 1.
NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai defeated Candice LeRae.
Nah.
Okay, next topic. Next match was, of course, the NXT Championship match, which actually opened the card. Finn Balor defeated Kyle O'Reilly, which ended a little premature because of some injuries, gentlemen.
that was actually the main event. It didn't open the show.
I thought it opened the show.
That was a
No.
North American title.
Okay. Well, I knew it was a title.
But that was like Kyle O'Reilly's like
Best match?
coming out as like a single star, Finn Balor, and then put on probably the closest to a New Japan match you'll ever see in the United States.
Yeah.
They went at each other like full on. That's why they both came out injured.
Yeah,
was a
Finn
good
actually,
match.
multiple fractures in his jaw?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
So he actually, they called an audible because of the injuries. They were both bleeding from the mouth and whatnot, that they ended the match. It was supposed to go a couple of minutes longer from what I read and understand, that Finn decided to help end the match early because both guys were legitimately injured. So good call on his part. As we expected, Chief did put a comment in there about the bell ringing. Chief is coming out of retirement for the bell. So
Blah, 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 blah.
He's been saying he's
blah,
gonna
blah.
come for how many
Exactly.
weeks now?
Exactly. Hey, Hollywood.
Come on, Chief.
we've already had a takeover once in this studio. Who knows when it'll happen again? All right. I'll tell you what, we're at quarter after. Why don't we step aside for our first break, and then we'll come back. We'll get heavy into the draft night. And the Retribution leader was finally introduced last week on Raw. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. Coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios. Thoughts Count Anywhere crew, the 4 Thoughtsmen. We'll be right back. For all your Premier Sports Collectibles in Las Vegas. Stop by Power Play Sports Collectibles in the Boulevard Mall. Power Play has a large selection of items from all your favorite teams, specializing in the Vegas Golden Knights, Las Vegas Raiders, and pro wrestling. Power Play Sports Collectibles has an online store if you prefer the online shopping experience, plus they ship worldwide. So if you're looking for that sports collectible for yourself or that special someone, check out Power Play Sports Collectibles online at www.powerplaysportscards.com or at the Boulevard Mall.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. 702-329-6947. First caller will get a pair of tickets, 3-day pass. 2 3-day passes. The Days of the Dead convention. Next week, it's a horror convention for those of you into that. It's perfect for this time of year, for Halloween and everything, only a couple weeks away. 16th through the 18th.
No trick-or-treating.
Yeah, at the Plaza. First caller, no questions to answer. No quizzes, just call in and say hi. 702-329-6947 gets that pair of 3-day passes. All right, there was an extra note that I neglected to cover regarding NXT, so why don't you mention that as we talked about during commercial?
Oh, that was after the Finn Balor championship match, how Adam Cole was brought to the ring, dumped
unceremoniously.
over. Yes, and dumped over.
Right.
And, where does that lead? And,
Now it leads nowhere.
yeah, exactly.
hospital.
I was going to wait for that part.
To the recovery room is where it's going to lead, right?
Well, have you noticed something? A lot of NXT, not only champions, when we all know one, but Finn Balor, a lot of injuries and obviously COVID testing, too.
Yeah.
So,
the Performance Center got hit again a couple
so
weeks ago.
I'm kind of curious why NXT and not the main roster, the SmackDown roster. Is it different trainers? The guys working extra hard and the ladies, trying to get to the main roster. It's interesting. I mean, just a lot of injuries on the NXT brand.
Chris Chandler, a good friend of the show's, shares in the chat room. Kenny Omega autographs will be available on the Saturday Night Live auction at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Powered by Power Play Sports Collectibles.
There you go.
Yes.
All right, Jason, ring the bell. Get us started with the first bullet point results of round 1 of the WWE Draft.
Round 1 of the draft on SmackDown. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, stayed on SmackDown. No shocker there.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins went to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre, the WWE Champion, stayed on Raw. The Women's Raw Champion, Asuka, stayed where she holds her title. And then the Hurt Business stayed on Raw. No shockers there.
So only really one change, and that's Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I mean, the champions wearing the belts, they weren't moving off the brand. But Seth Rollins moving to SmackDown, will that stay? Because he's never been on SmackDown, if I read his quote correctly.
I don't think so. Ever since the draft has been a thing.
So based on a backstage interview, he's going to go from the Monday Night Messiah to the SmackDown Savior. Well,
Wait.
like you said, we'll see what Fox has to
Depends
say
on when the
about that.
babysitter can
Matt,
work.
Very true.
Matt, wasn't him and the Shield on
The
SmackDown
Shield
at
was
one
on
time?
SmackDown, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has
So
been on
is it-
SmackDown, but
That looks like Men in Black right there.
Scott, shut up. Shut up.
We're going to need screenshots of this show for blackmail purposes later.
9.
Aaron, do you have control of the screens behind us from where you're sitting? Can you just no? Can you just clear the screen? The bars there, and so.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, listen, I want perfection on our show, don't we all? So, anyway,
10. I'm just not saying them now.
inside jokes don't count.
They
Anyway,
do.
Round 2.
round 2.
Marc-Andre Fleury's going to the Pittsburgh. Oh, sorry, wrong show. 11.
All right, Matt, take the second round there.
Round 2, SmackDown got Bianca Belair, and they're keeping Sasha Banks. And then Raw and a no shocker got AJ Styles.
Right.
Which after the Paul Heyman thing, kind of figured that was a guarantee.
Yep.
And then they also have Naomi and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler staying on Raw.
Scott's favorite.
Yes, exactly.
Naomi was on Raw? Why did I think she was on SmackDown?
Naomi was on SmackDown. She
Right,
got
okay, so
moved
she
to
got
Raw.
drafted to Raw.
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple of changes there. Benefit to Bianca Belair now? Switching to SmackDown on her own?
I think come Monday, the Street Profits are going to SmackDown too. They tend to keep married couples together.
Okay.
And with not spoiling anything, but some other champions got moved over, so
We'll talk
the other
about that in a few
champions got to go
minutes.
somewhere else.
Yeah, so now by switching, does that mean their belts change to that brand?
There's been a big rumor that they've made new tag belts like a year ago for both brands. They look
Gotcha.
totally different from what they are, so hopefully this is the way they're going to get them out there finally.
Gotcha. Okay, let's hope so. See some changes there. Chief asks, going back to NXT for a moment, who's going to wrestle Balor next?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Do you want to? Should we bring up the statement that was made in the earlier show in the chat room that somebody believes that TikTok won't be back till the beginning of the year, maybe sooner? I mean, can the NXT champion? Let's assume when he's healthy, and let's just for the sake of discussion say that Cross won't be back until January 1st or whatever. And I know what you said in the earlier show about the possibility of maybe a surprise entrance in Royal Rumble, but let's assume that doesn't happen. But between now and then, Balor's got to face somebody, yes?
Or drop the belt, which seems to be a common occurrence now.
Yeah, really.
That's why I mentioned injury. What is
That
if
belt
you got
is cursed.
if you got two broken or a broken jaw in two places,
Listen, how many times has Brock Lesnar...
he's going to get hit in the face, isn't he?
Absolutely. Well, how many times has Brock Lesnar dropped the belt when he did not defend it within the 30-day clause? He never gave up the belt after only being on 3 or 4 pay-per-views a year.
Well,
True.
yeah, he held on to the belt the whole friggin' time.
Right, well, that's just it. I mean, they never demanded him to,
Would you demand?
here, Vince.
Yeah, would you tell?
12.
Hey,
I'm just...
In that case, why did they take the belt off Cross in the first
Yeah.
place?
Why'd they take the Universal title off Balor when he won it when he was the first Universal? So again, it's just another one of these inconsistent loopholes that we know exists.
What?
We know they exist.
Vince changes his mind on something? Really?
That's good shit. All right.
Retirement matches don't mean anything?
No.
Okay.
Conor McGregor's coming out of retirement again, by the way. Round 3, Jason. Take round 3.
SmackDown kept Jey Uso. No shocker there. Hey, I'm Batman. Blah.
Looks like Robin.
Right?
I'm Batman.
Rey and Dominic Mysterio goes to SmackDown. On Raw, Raw kept Ricochet, Mandy Rose, and acquired Miz and John Morrison.
I have a question. If you're doing a draft and you split up the New Day, why is the Hurt Business still together?
Exactly.
Because they got drafted as the Hurt Business.
Well, then why didn't the
The
New
New
Day
Day
get drafted as New Day?
Did they get drafted as New Day, or did they get drafted as the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Kofi and Xavier?
Were you watching the show?
No, that's why I'm asking.
That's why I'm asking too.
Oh,
They got
They got drafted.
they got
as-
drafted as the SmackDown
SmackDown
Tag Team Champions.
well, then that answers your question.
And then the very next pick was
Big E.
Big E got put to SmackDown.
And I'll let round 4 go before I say my opinion,
Yeah.
and that'll be number 13, just for the 2 shows.
all right, Miz and Morrison. I want to talk about them for a second. They made such big fanfare of getting Morrison back to WWE, and he started out hot first month or two. I mean, now the thing with the briefcase with Otis, and to me, Miz and Morrison have had no direction since the first couple of months. What's going on? What's your thoughts with Morrison? They should be doing more with him, don't you think? Break him away from Miz and let's go singles at this point.
Unless they're waiting on his wife to come.
Taya?
Okay.
Yeah, both
okay.
wives on the show.
Yeah.
One's always pregnant, though. At least we know where Miz has been.
Or what he's been doing in this. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, Miz and Marie's show will be back on the air, I think.
I think a lot of that has to do
coming
with
back.
filming and stuff like
Yeah,
that, too.
I'm
So
sure.
is that chair the smartass chair number 2?
Every
That's
chair
14.
Scott's in is a smart ass chair. I think like the Miz and Morrison tag team was like nostalgic and cool for like a couple weeks.
Yeah,
but those
but
two
now-
were
yeah.
way better off as single stars.
I totally agree. 'Cause
Morrison
there's no
should be
direction.
Morrison should be going after the Intercontinental title, and Miz should have been WWE champion like
Years ago.
long time ago now. So
Here's a
he
thought.
deserves a main event run.
Here's a thought. We have a lot of trios like the Hurt Business, New Day.
Don't suggest a new title belt, please.
No, I could see Miz Morrison and somebody who used to be a bodyguard for Morrison being a third person coming in after Royal Rumble.
Cross?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, Cross was his.
Was Morrison's bodyguard in that other organization that didn't know what the hell they're doing. 14.
That'd be 15.
Okay, 15.
I actually interviewed him on my show prior to us doing all of this stuff when he had just gotten in and came out as Austin Aries bodyguard
Yeah.
in that series. So yeah, he's done the bodyguard thing for sure.
But couldn't that be a hell of a trio?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was always also White Rabbit.
White Rabbit?
White Rabbit.
The Wasquay Webbit?
Yes, and Lucha Underground.
All right.
Yeah.
That
So
sounds like
he's been the leader of a trio or actually quartet before.
I bet he has in a whole way that you don't want to talk about. But anyway, okay, next round.
You don't have to worry about Chief now. Carrion, he said it.
Well,
You're screwed.
my name
I'm
is
telling.
my name is Phil.
Okay, Triple H.
Oh, there you go. You got it. All right. Somebody take the fourth bullet point there, Matt.
SmackDown is keeping Big E and Otis. Raw got the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And then they're also officially get Dana Brooke and Angel Garza staying on Raw. I can't believe they actually broke up the New Day.
They also broke up Heavy Machinery.
Yeah.
Although,
Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason
Yeah.
to tag teams.
There's still
or,
a night 2 of this thing.
that is true. No, absolutely. But
two nights
again,
too long.
if they want to if they want to continue with the storyline, like they're obviously doing with the Mysterios and Seth Rollins, now you got Otis over on Raw with Mandy. You got Miz and Morrison now moving over there, so they can continue that crazy, stupid story over the briefcase, which counteracts. It's contradictory to why they're having these drafts to create new, fresh storylines.
If they're doing the little court thing, now that
tell us your opinion.
I will.
Tell us your
I
thoughts
did.
because they count anyway.
They count anywhere.
how does that storyline even take place now with Miz and Morrison on Raw and Otis on SmackDown when they're doing the little court thing for the briefcase?
Well, they just did
I think they issued for a continuance.
He
didn't
just
they?
got served papers for a continuance.
Long as it ends
why
with
does he
Miz
look
getting
like-
the belt, I don't care.
And why does he look like a bad retired David Copperfield?
Who?
Otis.
Otis.
That'd be if David Copperfield ate David Copperfield and then ate that David Copperfield.
True.
Put me in my belly.
18.
Yeah, we'll just.
He looks like he could be in an Austin Powers movie with no CGI.
One for Matt. One for Matt. Put him on the scoreboard.
It's that chair.
That's right. Now, the breakup of New Day, though, that's been rumored. They've been talking about breaking them up for a couple
Big
of
E's
years.
supposed to have a good,
Yeah.
a long, decent run and a title. Yeah.
So it was time for that to happen. All right, so round 2 is supposed to happen Monday. A lot of free agents that could still be drafted. One name that keeps popping up, though, is Elias. Because he wasn't drafted at all last night, but for some reason, his name of the potential free agents that are out there that are now part of the... He was originally listed as a free agent, but now going into Monday night, he was listed in the pool of talent that can be drafted. So a little change there.
Well, he can't play a live concert, so you know.
Well, he can zoom it in like everybody else is doing. He can stream it in, right? Only now Facebook wants a piece of the action, which is why they stopped all of that stuff on Facebook. But anyway, so there's some interesting names that are still available. We'll see what happens Monday, as if any of these draft things mean anything.
Well, actually,
Till ratings go down and then everybody goes everywhere.
Until Fox says we got to shake it up. Go
there
ahead,
was
Jason.
a draft this morning on SmackDown.
Oh.
The talks on SmackDown on the Free Network.
That's right. I remember them talking about it. Do we have any results by chance?
We do not.
Okay.
Then why'd you mention it?
So if anybody
Well,
has...
if anyone's looking, smart ass.
If anybody has any of the results from the draft this morning on the Saturday morning stuff, please drop them in the chat room because that's obviously happening while we are on the air and do not have access to that. So please drop that. Chief puts in there, could Big E be the next Ron Simmons? Damn.
think he's meaning more of Ron Simmons, the world champion.
I hope so.
Ron Simmons.
Oh, I
is
got the results right here.
Oh, there you go.
What's
So
the results?
let's-
Humberto Carrillo stays on Raw. They did break up Heavy Machinery because Tucker is going to Raw. Drew Gulak to Raw. Murphy to SmackDown, so that whole storyline sticking together.
right.
And Kalisto to SmackDown.
So they're breaking up the Lucha thing that he's part of, right? Lucha.
Lucha
They were on
Lu-
SmackDown
Lucha
already,
Party.
so I
Lucha
think
Party.
they're-
Right. So, all right. Nothing really earth-shattering there. But again, continuing with the storylines that already exist totally defeats the purpose of what the draft is supposed to do and create fresh storylines and
I
fresh
think we should draft
competition.
Triple H to Raw and Vince McMahon to
Retirement? To retirement, maybe?
NXT. To Impact.
It's retirement.
I think
All
if they're
right.
drafting Tucker to Raw and like breaking up Heavy Machinery, they just drafted him to catering.
Okay, on
going
that,
anywhere
note,
past there.
It is that chair.
on that note, we're going to step aside for a break. When we come back, we're going to go over the WWE report, some other, if it matters,
If it
other
matters.
news, and then
We have a lot of stuff
pop
here.
culture. Anyway, you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere because they matter, according to John Cena. Anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
For all your sports collectibles in Las Vegas, stop by Power Play Sports Collectibles in the Boulevard Mall. Power Play has a large selection of items from all your favorite teams, specializing in the Vegas Golden Knights, Las Vegas Raiders, and pro wrestling. Power Play Sports Collectibles has an online store if you prefer the online shopping experience, plus they ship worldwide. So if you're looking for that sports collectible for yourself or that special someone, check out Power Play Sports Collectibles online at www.powerplaysportscards.com or at the Boulevard Mall.
There's a new movie out called Store.
21.
Oh, Thoughts Count Anywhere. Yes, they do. As always, with any show, when you go on commercial break, some of the best conversations are when you're not live, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got to tell you. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere, going over the...
Lucky we're on a podcast.
All right, let us continue now into the WWE report. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I'll take this. Mustafa Ali revealed to be the leader of Retribution, and it's not going to help anything.
Now, did you hear about some of the other names that might have come up that
Well,
people
everybody
felt?
hoped it was CM Punk.
Yeah, but they've been hoping that since the beginning of
They've
Retribution.
been hoping that since he left. I
That-
mean,
that's true.
Pretty
That's
much.
true.
or wait a second, his first tap out in the UFC ring.
There you go.
30 seconds in.
But names came out like Kurt Angle wanting Retribution because of the match he had with Baron Corbin, not wanting to go out against Cena like he wanted to. Even Triple H's name came up as a potential leader of Retribution. Who could have been a better leader of Retribution now that's
could
on
have
the
been.
roster?
Cena could have been a great swerve, being one of the greatest faces. Yeah, John over there, let us know how you really feel. And sort of like the Hogan switch.
But Cena could never be switched to a heel. Not with all he does
No.
for Make a Wish.
Yes, I can. damn it.
Hogan. Who would have ever thought Hogan could have been switched? That was one of the greatest swerves of all time.
Yes, but think about the time that happened in society, and you didn't have the Make-A-Wishes, you didn't have all of these public things that a wrestler like a Cena, now Reigns is doing it, has to take.
Brother, yeah, brother.
So I'll continue this because Aaron is almost on the
Holy
floor like
shit.
typically I am.
Holy shit.
We get Booker
That
T
was
on the show
fun.
right now. I have a question.
All right, never mind. Cena. But who else? Seriously, who else on the roster? All right, you got Cena's name. CM Punk was a pipe dream, in my opinion, so to speak, pipe bomb dream. Who else do you think, realistically, who's on the roster right now would have made a better fit for the lead of Retribution? Go.
Shane.
Go.
The Miz.
Go.
Shane. Brother.
What's he have to retribute
Wait.
his $10
Matt,
million?
Matt, any shock? 22.
Oh, man. Oh, Chief. Bret the Hitman Hart. making up for the Montreal screw job.
Good
Yeah,
job, Chief. But he's not under contract.
It don't matter. He'd be a free agent.
Well, after
Might be
appearing on-
blackballed after like bringing out an AEW belt.
That's
or something.
exactly what I was going
I
to
was
say.
gonna say.
Exactly. Vicky Guerrero's no longer welcome in WWE
But
since
I
she's
would
been
say,
involved.
I liked Shane because obviously he's been around, obviously in the whatever underground.
Underground.
Yeah. But don't forget he did the whole takeover with Nitro and
WCW.
WCW.
I don't know. I just, to me, I think Shane's time on camera, quite frankly, is well past due. Because to me, I think Raw Underground with what he does with that is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen on wrestling. One of the most stupidest.
Do you think it could have been Stephanie?
How about Adam Pearce? Adam Pearce is getting a lot of playtime.
Great pick. He's getting a lot of playtime. In every article you read, the dirt sheets now. And they name his title 5-time NWA former champion. I like that one as a.
I defeated him.
Yeah.
Scott 1, Adam 0.
There you go. But that's an interesting pick. All right, next topic. Ember Moon was the mystery person to return at TakeOver. Now, truth be told, I didn't really see any of the vignettes with this motorcycle person. I had not been following NXT as closely, but I'm glad she's back because there was a time where she thought she wasn't coming back after her injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was teasing she was going to retire, so I was definitely glad to see her back.
Yeah.
It's a great addition to the NXT women's roster. They probably have the best roster of all three brands, honestly.
I would agree with that. And, of course, she also credits Edge for helping her get through recovery. So, because he had an injury similar to that. Next topic. Jason, Lars Sullivan returns to SmackDown.
My thoughts on this are, okay, let's pump it up. Lars Sullivan comes back to SmackDown and then gone.
It's great until they put him in front of a live studio audience.
Exactly.
And he has his meltdowns.
Yeah.
If he has an anxiety attack or has to go film something else.
Yeah. The fact that he's in front of a bunch of screens.
How many times have we heard him, big comeback, here comes Lars, and then poof.
Who was that face of?
That is Arnold.
That's
I am
dickhead.
I am Arnold.
I didn't
Can you
recognize
not
you
be
with that.
back?
I am not back.
Whatever your name is,
Can you not return?
get ready for the big surprise.
The top half looks like Dookie Howser.
Get to the chopper. Do it now.
Well, the goatee and the mustache threw me off. I would not have recognized that as
The
Arnold.
scar.
The scar.
That's being never mind. I will not. I will not finish that thought because I don't want the Kennedy family to find me. But anyway,
Matt, take the last one.
yeah, take the next one, Matt. Ring the bell.
Tony Storm did a vignette saying she's returning to NXT.
And that was
That's
right
another great addition to the.
And that was right before Ember Moon came out, right?
Yeah.
So they trumped each other for Shirai to see what her competition is, right?
Yeah.
23.
We don't have to talk about Balor breaking his jaw. We talked about that. Matt, talk about the next bullet there. Bell? Thank you.
On
You're
NXT, Ridge Holland suffered a gruesome leg injury. He went to
It
catch
went,
Oni Lorcan jumping on him from the outside, and his leg gave way.
that leg went another way.
You can actually see the gruesome photos on thoughtscountanywhere.com.
Great segue.
Not only did the ankle get dislocated, obviously broken and dislocated,
Joe Theismann?
and the kneecap got dislocated and tore up knee ligament. So it's not just that ankle; it's all the way out. You might as well just take the knife, cut it off.
He's going to be out for at least a year and a half. It's a shame too, is they did that whole thing with like Adam Cole,
Yeah.
so he was on the verge of like a big storyline and probably a big push. So sucks for
Adam
him.
Cole wasn't big enough for him.
Next topic.
No.
NXT turns the Performance Center into the Capital Wrestling Center, CWC. Why do you think? I mean, obviously branding.
Branding Performance Center
Oh.
is a training center. So.
Plus, I think one of they're away from Full Sail. They're not doing Full Sail
Right.
anymore. So now they've got to change it to something a little more
try to
attractive.
cut costs.
Yeah. So
It looks a lot better, and they have like the virtual fans. I like the cage around the whole thing and all that kind of stuff. And they're letting fans in, so.
Well, Matt, you didn't put this on the run sheet, but NXT brings back Halloween Havoc on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're just going down the WCW like pay-per-view list.
Bash at the Beach will be coming up in July. In California.
Hey,
wherever
Halloween
there's a-
Havoc
Ever again.
Halloween Havoc was a good pay-per-view that WCW had.
Used to be here at MGM Grand Gardens every
Yes,
year.
it was.
Man, I used to go every year, and even Eric Bischoff said like Starrcade had like the name power, but he always thought Halloween Havoc was like their number one pay-per-view.
Well, at the time, Sting had the Crow gimmick going,
Yep.
and it was the strongest thing they had. So fit right in with the Halloween motif.
Absolutely. All right. Next topic. Roman Reigns, the chief, self-proclaimed tribal chief, will defend the Universal title against Jey Uso inside Hell of a Cell in an I Quit match. And he continues to say there will be consequences after the match. I think Roman is doing some of his best work at this point. Even on the mic, I would think, seems to be he's doing stuff that we've never seen him really do before.
First of all, there is no better I Quit match, and there never will hold a candle to Tully and Magnum TA's I Quit match. And second of all, who cares? Jay's going to go down, and the only thing that's going to consequences would be if Dwayne Johnson gets off his high horse and comes over and becomes part of Hell in a Cell.
I think they're saving him for
WrestleMania.
They're saving him for like Royal Rumble-ish. I think it's going to be like Roman gets both of the Usos, and then eventually like Rikishi will come out, the dad will come out, the uncles. He's going to have to go through like the whole family before like somebody goes and like we're making
Captain
a call.
Albano will be raised from the dead. You know.
And that's where I think it'll culminate in WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll definitely come down to Roman versus Rock at WrestleMania.
Next topic. WrestleMania 37 now was moved from LA back to Tampa, where 36 was supposed to be held.
Bad connection here.
Was going to be the last year in Florida lifted restrictions on crowds. So they're going back to Tampa.
Oh, damn it.
Not surprising. You know, first of all, it was promised to Tampa.
Right.
You know, they couldn't do it. Now they're going to do it. And with all the restrictions in California, why is anything ever going back to California? If the happiest place on earth can't open, forget it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bring it to Vegas.
We have Raider Stadium.
Yeah,
They still need events.
We're a suburb of Southern California now.
I'm Tom Brady. Hey.
What did I miss?
Well,
Yeah, put that one back up. There you go.
I'm Tom Brady. I'm going to throw the football.
Except you just got to keep track of
three,
downs.
Yeah, 4th and 3.
4th and 3.
Oh, my goodness. All right, next topic. Birthdays. Scott, you like doing birthdays.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero and Dusty Rhodes celebrated birthdays this week. Not nicely, though, but they celebrated their birthdays. Other birthdays, Rikishi, Taz.
Whoa. Not nicely?
Wow.
Well, they didn't celebrate it. Who's going to put a candle somewhere?
Wow. Asshole.
23 and
Send all
24.
messages to Scott at thoughtscountanywhere.com.
Other birthdays, Rikishi, Taz, Ricochet, Rhea Ripley, Stacy Keibler, and Kenny Omega. I wonder if Ricochet got a birthday card. 25.
Wasn't he in that family photo that was not too long
Yeah.
ago?
I wonder if Taz got one from Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, it probably did.
All right, so WWE's got a lot going on. Hey, you got about 10 minutes. 702-329-6947 to call in for that last pair of 3-day passes for Days of the Dead next weekend, the 16th through the 18th, down at the Plaza on Fremont Street. Call in now. First caller, you have about 10 minutes to call in and claim those tickets. Call in now. Time's the ticking. Or tick-tocking. 702-329-6947. What did I say?
Nothing at all.
Obviously. Bell, please. AEW Impact Report. I'll leave it with you guys because I know how much Matt loves
Cody
Impact
wins
Report.
back the TNT Championship from Brody Lee in a dog collar match, which is one of the worst dog collar matches I've ever seen.
And yet, a lot of people online loved it.
Who?
A lot of people.
It was a good match.
There's one.
Did you even watch it, Jason?
I just, the dog collar match.
How did it end? No idea,
I
huh?
don't give a
None.
shit.
None. Disagreeing with people.
I don't care. Shut up. As you say, Impact. AEW.
Cody wins the TNT. Oh,
Hold that thought.
Baby Yoda's calling in.
The white lights are blinking. Thank you for calling. Name and where you're calling from, please.
What's up? I'm David from Vegas here.
Hey, David, how are you? You are the winner for that second pair of 3-day passes to Days of the Dead. Scott, tell him what he's won in addition to that.
The thoughts and loves of the Thought Count Anywhere crew. David, what's your last name? We'll get you on the list.
Lees, L-E-Y-S.
Leys. He'll talk slower. You listen faster, Scott.
Exactly.
So, all right, hey,
It's been a
man.
long day already.
Thank you for calling in. Enjoy the convention next week, man.
Thank you.
Right on. Thanks for calling. There you go.
Make
All
sure you
right.
pick up your tickets at the will call desk at the, I want to call it Union
Blah,
Plaza,
blah, blah,
the
blah.
Plaza Hotel and Casino.
There you go. Chiefs
Bill
asking.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Bill sent me the video. They had the guy that played Doofy from the scary movies there like this week, and he was like filming stuff around the plaza. It was pretty freaking funny.
Chief Wits in the chat room. Is there any latest news or gossip on Tessa? For that, we only turn to one authority. The Will Smith.
Yeah. This is a story about.
Care to
West
comment?
Philadelphia, born
No
and
comment
raised.
from the peanut gallery.
No comment. All right. So, Chief, he pleads the fifth. All right. Kurt Angle is training with Mike Tyson. Does
They
that
said they want to put like Mike Tyson in a match. There ain't no better person to train with, really.
training
He's
Mike
supposed to be fighting, what, Roy Jones Jr.?
November 28th.
Does anybody care?
No. Plus, didn't he show up on AEW wanting to mix it up with somebody in the ring?
Yeah.
Jericho.
And then Kurt Angle is now marketing chicken strips or something like that, or chicken chips or something.
Well, listen, he's an Olympic champion. He can do whatever the hell he wants, in my opinion.
Drink your milk.
Chris
Eat your
Jericho
vitamins.
says NXT does not care about their own show. They are just focusing on stopping AEW's momentum. Thoughts?
They don't count here because, Chris Jericho, he definitely Hall of Famer, one of the best in the industry. Towing the company line there, but
Real hard.
until you get Cody, Omega, and the Young Bucks out of the production room, they really need to be listening to Arn and Tully, who are there, and they're not listening to them.
But if they're trying to compete, why is there talk of NXT moving off of Wednesday nights to their own night? So obviously I asked that rhetorically.
NXT is like one of the better shows anyway. I don't think they don't need to compete with AEW, even though AEW seems to win in the ratings, but barely.
I think a lot of it has to do with, we're still in a bubble effect.
Right.
And you're skipping days. So why don't you just, if they move to a Tuesday night, you have filming Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, sort of like when they did SmackDown. And then you give a couple days off, allow rest and relaxation instead of the crew doing, Monday, Wednesday. There's not really, especially if you've got people traveling back and forth.
Right. And of course now with the wrestlers now being told they're going to hit the road soon.
Exactly.
So
group it together.
Yeah, I agree. But interesting. Again, AEW came out a year ago saying they're going to do things differently, and I haven't seen anything different.
They've done a lot of things differently. Poorly.
Well, WWE saying they're going back on the road, and only Florida's like lifted restrictions. Are they just going to go from like Orlando to Tampa to St. Petersburg to
Texas?
Yeah.
Texas is a huge wrestling,
Right.
hotbed. So why not go to Dallas?
Yeah,
or
I
something
forgot
like
they did that. Texas did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Sisolak, pay attention.
well, now
26. It's that chair.
no, that's got to be Matt's. Matt gets credit for that
Okay,
point.
If he can
5
just
for
like
Matt.
get off of Newsom's ass and like
Wow.
stop copying everything he does, it'd be lovely.
This show sponsored by.
he's
Oh my
yes. He go to the dark side.
Go.
Come to the dark side.
Scott.
Cool.
That's all you got.
Yes. That.
Go.
No, I don't want to go.
It's been approved by him. Go.
Yes.
Ring the bell.
That's all you need.
Pop culture.
It's part of pop culture, isn't
It
it?
is cool.
Excellent, Smithers.
Yankees got bounced from the playoffs last night.
And he had to
Aroldis
start with
Chapman.
that.
Well, that's it's on the bullet point there.
For my terms.
Aroldis Chapman coming in the seventh inning never is a good thing for the Yankees.
No, as soon as they did that, I knew it was
Yep.
over.
So, again, a lot of potential for the Yankees. But
The fat
unfulfilled.
cutout board was singing.
Yes. The fat lady cutout board, yes. But just like, and we've said this last couple of years, I mean, Tampa Bay to the Yankees is what the Red Sox have been for years in terms of their nemesis. Now it's the Rays.
They got a Garrett Cole, but they still need like a bullpen.
Oh, they need more
pitching that's
starting pitchers. Yeah.
It's always like the pitching that gets to the Yankees. Like, don't have they figured this out by now?
We'll see what happens in the offseason. So, next topic, Scott.
Netflix cancels Glow. I thought Glow was a cool show.
Yeah. Reinstallment, I almost said reinventing of the show from the 80s.
Correct.
Listen, Netflix is cutting a lot of stuff, a lot of production stuff.
Yeah, it was on the news last night. I saw that like thousands of jobs between HBO Plus,
Yeah.
Netflix, a lot of the streaming because it's just not there right
Yeah.
now. There's no production.
So it looks like Glow is going to be tapping out. So
Not only that, the Regal cinemas
Yes.
across the country closed down.
yes, there goes my membership, meaning nothing. My Regal card. You get points and
Well,
stuff.
it's coming back, and the CEO, which is I think overseas in like Switzerland or something like that, made a comment on one of the news channels that does news that
Real news?
the reason why is simply because of New York, and he stated, New York is the mecca of movie releases and things of that nature, and if New York can't show,
Premieres and stuff,
premieres,
yeah.
and then also here locally we can go to movie theaters in Las Vegas, but in New York a lot of stuff is still closed down.
Yeah.
Crossed over in New Jersey that they can see. Oh, you get to
Right.
sit inside and
Right.
eat.
See ya, Chief. Have a good rest of your day. Chief's signing out. He's got to get to work. So
Have a good day, Chief.
Yep. But no,
Yeah.
definitely
You're
hurts
right.
the economy.
You're right.
and
Absolutely.
definitely movie premiere. So yeah.
last but not least, who wants to take the last
I
one?
will take it.
Go.
Eddie Van Halen died this week. One of the greatest guitar players by far. And you look at me weird. Why?
Because it stirs you up. It's so easy. It's like fishing in a barrel. I would have caught that, but I played for the Yankees.
See ya.
27. The over-under was 25.
What
so-
number was that? What number was that last one?
27.
The number of world championships that my Yankees have won that nobody else can ever compare themselves to. Put 1 point for me. Over 2 shows, I finally get my first fucking point of the day.
And second to the Yankees is the St. Louis Cardinals with 11.
Come on.
So close.
I know.
Doesn't matter.
As Get Smart would say, missed it by that much.
Hey, I'm wearing a Yankees hat.
Yes, you are.
No, I was.
Well, timing like
I know
a
you
good
are.
team.
All right. I'm afraid to ask if there's any closing comments because the way this has been going. But we only have a couple of minutes left, fellas.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Visit thoughtscountanywhere.com for all the latest news and updates and archives and past shows, and also check out our merchandise that's now available through our website. Get some T-shirts. I love the new one that went up, Established, the year.
Yeah.
Those are great basic shirts. I've got mine on order. Get on there, support us, and get some merchandise. Yeah,
Cody Bellinger.
but you had the assist from the microphone boom. I saw it.
Doesn't matter. He still got it.
So, thoughtscountanywhere.com. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on the website. Closing comments as we go.
Don't forget, end of the month, 23rd through 25th, over at the Boulevard Mall, we've got the Sports Card Toys Collectibles Show with Jay Schrader and Dokie Williams from the Raiders on Saturday from 1 to 3. And both days, Saturday and Sunday, we've got AJ Kirsch, former WWE Tough Enough. He will be signing free autographs Saturday and Sunday, and then I understand he's going to be doing some stuff over at Versus Pro Wrestling Studios.
Right on. Mr. Matt.
Everybody be safe out there. Have a good week. Stay cool.
Jason.
Be safe. Wear your mask.
Oh,
That was
my
messed
goodness
up, bro.
gracious. Always with the hair jokes. Anyway, have a great week, everybody. As always, as I like to sign off and say, be kind to each other. Why is that? Believe it or not, we're all we have. Let's do it. Have a great week. We'll see you next week right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere. See ya.